Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So now we carry on with the story of Isa alayhi salam and how he was born. So now Maryam alayhi salam, she was living her life in Masjid al-Aqsa and serving Masjid al-Aqsa, and she was serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Masjid al-Aqsa. Now one day Maryam alayhi salam, she went to have a bath, and all of a sudden a man appeared. And Maryam alayhi salam, she was known to be such a pure and noble woman, and no man would ever go near her. But all of a sudden, this man had appeared in front of her. So she immediately, because she was very pure and noble, she asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for protection from this man. However, this man told her that, don't worry, I'm not here to hurt you. I've come here to give you the message and glad tidings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you will soon have a great son. And this great son will become a prophet and he will be called Isa alayhi salam. Now, does anyone know who this man was? This man that suddenly appeared in front of Maryam alayhi salam. Does anyone know who this is? Yes, mashallah, you guessed right. This is none other than Angel Jibreel alayhi salam, who had come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to tell Maryam alayhi salam that she will be soon having a great son. Now, as time passed on, Maryam alayhi salam, she was soon going to have Isa alayhi salam now. But she was very worried that because I don't have a husband and because Isa alayhi salam does not have a father, people will start asking questions that where has this baby and this boy come from? So she went away from Masjid al-Aqsa and she went to another place. And she went out of the city away from the people so they would not ask her questions. And then she went near a date tree, and it was soon the time for Isa alayhi salam to be born now. So she went near a date tree and she sat down there. And near this tree, there was also a river. So she would eat the khajur and the dates from this tree, and she would also drink water from this river. Now the time had come, and Isa alayhi salam was finally born. So now Maryam alayhi salam had Isa alayhi salam, and he was finally born. Now what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had told Maryam alayhi salam, that what you do once you have Isa alayhi salam, you fast. And in those days, what they used to have was just like we have fasts and we keep a fast and we don't eat food all day, they wouldn't eat all day. They wouldn't eat all day and they would not speak as well. They had a fast where they would not speak all day and they would stay silent and they would only do the dhikr and remembrance of Allah. So this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told her, that the day you have Isa alayhi salam, you fast on that day and you fast from talking. So she was not allowed to speak the full day. Now, when she came back to her people after having Isa alayhi salam, like she expected, and she knew that all these people, they'll start asking questions. They'll start asking me that where has Isa alayhi salam come from? That you don't have a husband, you're not married, so where has Isa alayhi salam come from? So they all started asking her questions. But just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told her that when they ask you questions, point to the baby, point to Isa alayhi salam, who's still a baby who's just been born, but point to him, and we will show the people a miracle. So when they started asking questions, all Maryam alayhi salam did was she pointed to the child. And now the people were confused that why are you pointing at this child and this baby? He's just been born. He can't speak. This is very silly. Why are you pointing at the baby? But suddenly, Isa alayhi salam, now as a miracle from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he started speaking. Now, what do you think he said? So this comes in the Quran, in Surah Maryam, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us what Isa alayhi salam said. So Isa alayhi salam, while he was still a baby and still he was just born, he answered the people and he spoke and he said, indeed, I am the servant of Allah, and he has given me the book and the sacred book, and he has made me a prophet. So he has given me the book Injil and he has made me a prophet. So this was still while he was a baby and whilst he was in the cradle. And then he said, and he has made me blessed wherever I am. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed me wherever I am. And he has also told me to pray namaz and give zakah as long as I am alive. And he has also made me dutiful to my mother. And this means that I respect and look after my mother. And the last thing he said was, he has not made me a wretched tyrant. So this was all whilst he was still he was still a baby and he was still in the cradle. So this was the first miracle of Isa alayhi salam. So whilst he was just born, he was still a baby in the cradle, and this was his first miracle that he started speaking. So what happens next? So everyone was amazed that he's a baby, he's just been born and he's speaking. So there's no other answer than Isa alayhi salam being a prophet of Allah and this being a miracle from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now all these people, they apologize to Maryam alayhi salam and they apologize for asking her so many questions. And from then on, they all treated her with respect and they looked after her. Now Isa alayhi salam, after he was born, so many years passed and he grew into a young man and he grew up. But what happened after some time is the people around him became evil and they started doing bad things and they forgot the teachings of Musa alayhi salam. So the prophet before Isa alayhi salam was Musa alayhi salam, and the people believed in Musa alayhi salam and the book that he had brought. But now they started becoming evil by listening to shaitan and by following their desires. They started becoming evil and started doing things that displeased Allah. The Torah that Musa alayhi salam brought, the holy book, this was no longer the message of Allah. Now, does anyone know why this was? Why was this no longer the message of Allah? Because what these people, for worldly benefit and to get money and to get fame, what they did was they changed the word of Allah and they changed this message of Allah so people would listen to them. So now Isa alayhi salam, he had a very tough job and he had a very tough life ahead. So he told the people that I am a prophet of Allah and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made me a prophet and he has told me to tell you to believe in only Allah and to not change the message of Allah. What do you think the people did? They never listened to him. Instead, they laughed and they mocked him and they said, how can you be a prophet? So Isa alayhi salam, he still carried on. He never gave up and he told them that be kind and be honest, be good people and don't do evil things and don't do sins. Follow the Torah, the holy book that Musa alayhi salam brought down. And also, he told them that soon, very soon, there will be a prophet that will come. And this prophet will be called Ahmad. His name will be Ahmad. Now, this is another name for a prophet we know of. Does anyone know who this prophet is? Yes, mashallah, this is none other than our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So another name of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Ahmad. So now, because these people were mocking and teasing Isa alayhi salam, do you think he stopped? Do you think he gave up easily? No, he stayed brave and he stayed courageous and he was patient and he carried on calling the people towards Allah and to becoming good people. Now, so many years passed by and Isa alayhi salam, he traveled to so many places and he called everyone, he called the rich and the poor to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to the truth. But loads and many people, they all they rejected his message and they said we won't believe in you. And the people that did believe in Isa alayhi salam, they were the poor people. So only the poor people believed in Isa alayhi salam. Now these poor people, they believed in Isa alayhi salam and they respected him and they knew that what he had brought was good. Does anyone know what these people were called? If you did not know, you will find out now. They were called the Hawariyun. So these people, these few people, these poor people that believed in Isa alayhi salam, they were called the Hawariyun and they believed in Isa alayhi salam. Now, why do you think it's important to never look down upon poor people? Because just like we see that the poor people, sometimes they can be the best of the people because they believed in Isa alayhi salam and Allah, they can be the best of people. So now Isa alayhi salam, he became famous now. So many people were believing in him, so he started becoming more famous. Now, because of this, the leaders at the time, they hated this. That why is Isa alayhi salam becoming famous? So they were scared that if he becomes even more famous, we won't be the leaders anymore. So they tried to hurt him in so many ways. And they spread lies saying that he's false and he's not really a prophet. But they failed. And Isa alayhi salam, he carried on calling people towards Allah. He carried on staying brave. Now, we are Muslims, we believe in Islam and Allah. Would we be this strong if this happened to us? If people lied about us, would we be this strong? And inshallah, all of us would be this strong. We need to make sure we stay patient like Isa alayhi salam did. Now, Isa alayhi salam, because he was a prophet, he had many miracles. So just like we talked about, when he was a baby, he had the miracle of speaking in the cradle and speaking whilst he was a baby, but he also had many other miracles. So the leaders, they saw the strength and courage of Isa alayhi salam, and they saw that he was going to carry on, that whatever we do, he will not stop, he won't give up. So now they asked him for miracles, that if you're really a prophet, perform miracles and do impossible things. So Isa alayhi salam, with the help of Allah, he was able to do many miracles. So does anyone know what miracles are? So let's see what miracles are. So what is a miracle? So a miracle is a miraculous action. It's an impossible thing that normal humans can't do. So me and you, we can't do these actions, but only the prophets of Allah can, with the help and permission of Allah. So what miracles did Isa alayhi salam get? So one miracle was he was able to cure the sick. So Isa alayhi salam, those people that were sick and ill, he was able to cure them. If they were blind, he would help them see again. And if they had leprosy, which is a skin condition, they would become healed. Another miracle was he would be able to bring the dead and the people that had passed away back to life. So he'd bring them back to life. He would talk to them, ask them questions, and then they would pass away again. So he would ask them their name, their age, and how they passed away. So this was another miracle. Now another miracle Isa alayhi salam had was he would make birds out of clay, and then when he would blow in these birds, they would become alive and they would stop flying. So this was another miracle, and they would fly far away. So how amazing that is, that these miracles that Isa alayhi salam, how amazing are these miracles? Now remember, all these miracles that Isa alayhi salam did, it wasn't because he had the power and because he was strong. It was because it was with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another miracle Isa alayhi salam had, he knew what people had eaten. So he'd know what people had eaten for breakfast, what they had eaten for lunch, what they had in their homes as well, what food they had in their homes. So imagine you had Weetabix today for your breakfast and you met Isa alayhi salam, he would be able to tell you that you had Weetabix today for breakfast. So imagine how amazing these miracles were. Now again, one more time, all these miracles, they were all with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted them to happen, they happened. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He showed these people the miracles, these people that never believed in Isa alayhi salam and Allah, but still they never accepted the message of Allah and they still rejected this message. Now, a quick summary is that we believe in Prophet Isa alayhi salam. We have love for all the prophets, including Isa alayhi salam. Prophet Isa alayhi salam, he had no father. He had a mother, Maryam alayhi salam, but he never had a father. And he spoke whilst he was still a baby, and he carried out many miracles. But these miracles, they were only because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted them to happen.